So today we will learn about the demand and supply and market equilibrium. So please pay the attention. So introduction to demand. What is a demand? Demand comprises of three words. Demand, there must be desire, willingness, and ability to pay to buy a good or service. Supply can refer to one individual consumer or to the total demand of all consumers in the market. So demand actually means there must be desire, willingness, and ability to buy a good or service. You must have the desire first, and then willingness, and then ability to buy. If among the three is missing one, we don't call it a demand in economics. So the definition of demand in economics is the desire, willingness, and ability to buy a good or service. Supply can refer to one individual consumer or the total demand of all the consumers in the market. Based on the definition, which of the following do you have demand for? Mobile phone, shoes, a car. If you have desire to buy the car, you have the desire to buy the car, you have the willingness to buy the car, but you don't have that money to buy the car. That is not in economics known as demand. So this is not the demand definition of demand. If you have the desire to buy shoes, you have the willingness to buy shoes, and you don't have the money to buy the shoes, this is also not the definition of demand. And the third, if you have the willingness, ability, and desire to buy, and you have the money to buy the good, so here the good to mobile, so you can, the definition is known as, that's the correct definition of demand. So demand means you must have desire, willingness, and ability to buy a good or service. That is known as demand. Now a demand schedule. Demand schedule is a table that lists the various quantities of a product or service that someone is willing to buy over a range of possible prices. So it is a schedule of a product or service that someone is willing to buy over a range of possible prices. This is here the demand schedule. Demand schedule: price for weight. If the price is 5, quantity demanded is 2. So as we know that there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demand. As the price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. So here the price is $4 and the quantity goes up. Price is $3, quantity demanded goes 6. Price is $2, quantity demanded goes 8. Price is $1, quantity demand goes 10. So there's inverse relationship between price and quantity demand. So that's the demand schedule. It shows as price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. So that is known as demand schedule. Introduction to demand. A demand schedule can be shown as point on a graph. The graph lists prices on the horizontal axis. So if we have to draw a demand schedule here, this is like this. Here the vertical axis, this is a vertical axis, here the price, and quantities, here the quantity on the horizontal. Like each point on the graph shows how many units of the product or service and individually by a particular price. It shows how many units of a good, how many quantities of a good, how many quantities of a good a person will buy for a given rise in price. Suppose this is the point here. The price is 2 and the quantity demanded is 1. So quantity demanded 1. As the price goes down, the quantity demanded will increase. So that's the demand schedule. Price goes down, quantity demanded will increase. So this is the demand schedule. So demand curve, the line that connected these points. The demand curve is what like which connected these points. This is the demand curve. This is the demand curve. Demand curve. So how will it connect to this point? That is known as the demand curve. Now this is the demand curve. Here is the actual figure. Here is the price. You can note this is a price. This is a quantity demanded. As the price as the price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. This is known as the demand curve. So this is the demand schedule. Introduction to demand. The demand curve slope is downward. Why the demand curve slope is downward? The demand curve is slow. The people are not willing to buy less of a product at a high price and more of a low price. As we have discussed it, that as the price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. So that is why the demand curve. This is a demand curve that goes downwards, because as price goes down, quantity demand goes up. As price goes down, quantity demand goes up. So there's inverse relationship between quantity and price. So this is known as a demand curve, that it slopes downwards. We buy products for the utility, the pleasure, usefulness, or satisfaction they give us. What is their utility for the following product? Measure utility by the maximum amount you would be willing to pay for this product. Do we have the same utility for all these goods? There are some goods. This is not the chocolate, this is the bag, this is the shirts. Do you have the same utility for all these goods? Do if you have same utility for chocolate, do you have same utility for bag, do you have same utility for these shirts? So that is the utility, the pleasure, usefulness, satisfaction they give. How the chocolate gives the satisfaction, the bag gives the satisfaction, the shirts give the satisfactions. What is your utility for the following product? How much satisfaction the chocolate gives, how much satisfaction the bag gives, how much satisfaction the clothes give. That is known the utility, that's the pleasure, usefulness, and satisfaction they give to you. One reason that demand curve slow down due to the diminishing marginal utility. There is another concept that is known as diminishing marginal utility. That's the diminishing marginal utility, DMU. Diminishing marginal utility. What that means is, as we consume more and more units of a good, the additional satisfaction tends to go down. As we consume more and more units of the good, to make a buying decision, we must consider the satisfaction we expect to gain is what they want. We must give up. So if you take a one glass of water, how much satisfaction it will give you. If you take the second glass of water, third glass of water, fourth glass of water, as you go consuming more and more glass of water, the total satisfaction will diminish. Means the last unit will give you the least satisfaction. It will give you the least satisfaction. It will give the least satisfaction. So that's why it is known as diminishing marginal utility. The satisfaction diminishes as you go consuming more and more units of a good. That is known as law of diminishing marginal utility. Important concept in economics. Here we will explain what is the change in the quantity demand with the price along the demand curve. So this is the demand curve, this is the price, this is demand curve widget. So for today, that's all for the today. Thank you. Subscribe and press the bell icon.